Oh boy. Oh boy. What's happening?
It's time for the best content we'll ever get. It's time for peak.
Enjoy the top of the mountain, everybody. Also been tooling with my audio levels a little bit. I've been very out of character for me to actually go back and listen to my old crap, but I've been doing that. And I've made the game audio a little bit louder and me a little bit softer. And well, the side effect may be that you won't be able to hear me over the game, which maybe that's not a terrible thing, but there were a couple of older streams where it was a situation that you had to like turn it up to hear the game, and then like I'd be like ah, or make some reactive voice vomit sound, and it was slightly peakish. Not terribly good form. I'm trying to fix it. Not really. We're just faking being professional here with a lasso tool and PNGs that light up when I talk. Or other people talk.
I can listen in and see if it's like good still at this
point. It's probably, yeah. I mean, it was not terrible, but I noticed it and I figured that I might as well try to fix it. But just keep an eye out, or keep an ear out.
Okay, I'm quite loud.
You're quite loud. Okay, hang on a minute. You are quite loud. What is this? Oh, I know what I need to do. I'm trying to avoid doing like the virtual audio cable crap because that feels like it's just a mega pain. But well, maybe I just leave it the way it was and I stop messing with it. Maybe that's the answer is.
I think you just turn me down on Discord and that's the ultimate solution.
Maybe. But we can't hear you. What if you got memes?
I don't ever have memes, you know this.
I'm
a very serious individual, serious all the time.
Oh my goodness. Stone-faced at all times. Absolutely. Deadpan. The motion picture. Mess with this little board. Man, I'm just gonna play with these and just that feels. How about that? How about that? How about okay. I think it's just gonna be the rest of the stream is gonna be me screwing around with this. Oh, thank you for petting Horatio. All right. Anyway, if something's too loud or too soft, just say something. In comparison to each other, like if the entire stream is super loud and the entire stream is super soft, that may be a volume knob issue on your end. I don't know. Anyway.
But let me speak again and listen to my own voice and see how it is comparatively.
Okay. I did a little of the tweakage. Probably a meme face for tweakage. I don't know. Tweaking.
You could probably turn yourself up a little bit and then it would be balanced.
All right.
Not too much, just a little bit.
Oh wait, there. Absolutely perfect. Spot on and pristine. Something like that. Anyway. So, it's time for Shadowbringers! The content that made everybody super hyped because it's all good. Pillar to post. Maybe a couple of exceptions. I'll still have not decided exactly how degen I'm going to get on this channel. I think I should at least try and keep it PG-13. And not just completely succumb to the voices.
What have you got planned?
No, we're gonna. Oh my God, you know. Don't play.
I don't know actually.
Well, okay.
I'm confused.
Shadowbringers is when we bring in Hrothgar NPCs, and that is officially when my thirst begins.
Okay. All right.
Yes.
Okay. Now we get it.
Yes. This is my apology up front. I'm going to try to behave. It may not happen.
We're going to get Tetsu in here when that happens. Then you will not behave.
No, there are... I will not follow up on that thought. Anyway. So, we have... woken up from getting a getting a beatdown from Elidibus, who's using Xenos' body to sow chaos and attempt to bring the 8th Calamity onto Eorzea and the Greater Star. And we were doing fine against him, and then some mysterious robed figure pulled us into a Kingdom Hearts tutorial screen to say that he needs to talk to us really, really badly, and so we got better. I'll let that. So you know exactly what conversations we're gonna have. We're not even at Walika, where we have these conversations again, because there'll be nothing else to talk about Chelati anyway. That's when we're just completely, the wheels are gonna fall off the train on that one. Anyway, okay, so we are we're hanging out and we're about to hand this in, and this is going to be us getting the Shadowbringer traveling outfit, which I won't put on, but it is an absolutely sick glamour. And I think Tataru has an extremely high track record of giving you cool outfits. The coat that she gave you in Endwalker was good. But this outfit, the original Scion outfits, so good. And then she ends up doing all of the designs for the artifact armor in Endwalker, and that is a very high success rate. Anyway, thank you. All right, brand new traveling outfit. Oh, I hope it fits. She has your measurements. She knows every crevice of the Warrior of Light's body. Now's the time to fuss over your measurements. I must go and speak with the research of St. Coinot's find. You go and rest while we track down that beacon. Touch and I were literally just talking about this cutscene.
My enemy, my friend, had I been but a step faster. Bloody savages!
One of the unluckiest people in existence.
A pity your hunt leads you elsewhere. Not that I am surprised. May you find joy in it. Grow stronger, more savage, and savor every triumph. In the meantime, I will reclaim that which is rightfully mine.
It's a tower made of crystal. In the midst of a requiem for heroes, a voice rings out across time and space. Field of tranquil light, sow you seed of darkness. The time frame. The time's a little weird. All the time, anytime this game does time skips, they sort of do it because they want to, and the synchronizations of the timelines are a little bit hand-waved, but you are going back and forth repeatedly, and it doesn't seem like there's a drastic time jump in either place once you start. I know that future time jumps are explained as, or explained a little bit more explicitly. They might bring it up in like a throwaway line that because you're not there for an extended period of time, like the time warping isn't happening to you like it happened to everyone else. Also, there is the meta time jump of there being patches where all of this stuff happened. So Thancred goes away, and then like in reality there was a few months into a patch, and so like there's the perception of time from people playing it when it was coming out is a little different from us who's just sort of powering through all the content in a steamroll. That may have something to do with it. I think we might have discussed this at some point before when we were collectively curious about how long the events of all this stuff has happened, like in real time. And I think like laid out end to end, like it is a few years. So, you know, it's like any patch would be like 3 to 6 actual months. I'm doing air quotes with my fingers. I don't think Shadowbringers would be much of an exception. But the whole jumping back and forth to the first time warp stuff certainly doesn't help that. There we go. Here we go. Oh, 216,000. We will know if we're in Shadowbringers if they bust out the guitar for the quest accepted. White oak weapon cover. Good news. We've had a stroke of luck in our search for that beacon. Apparently our colleagues have stumbled across a hidden path leading down to the hollows around the base of the crystal tower. A path I doubt we'd ever have found. If that we ever have found had the Ironworks and Sons not added their numbers to the party. Thanks to them, we have eager eyes plenty down there, checking into rocks and peering at every nook and cranny. Still, it sounds like there's a lot of ground to cover. All right, here we go. Another thing is that Shadowbringers is about the time that the asshole responses get more frequent and a little bit more jerkish and fun. We're starting to get into it in Shadowbringers, but there's a couple of fun ones coming along. But here we go. Sounds like tedious work, but not as tedious as waiting around. Worry of Light's upsetty. Yeah, as soon as we find this beacon, soon you can travel to wherever this mysterious voice is coming from. The sooner we can work out how to help our friends. We have to find a way to wake them up, and before the Empire comes calling again, meaning we have no time to lose. Stoic nod. Boat North Silvertier, waiting to ferry people to the site, so let's be on our way. There it is, we're in Shadowbringers. Each expansion has its own quest accepted music, and that's what I mean. The XP and the coffer were pretty dead giveaways, but it's not real to me until we heard that jingle. We heard the jingle, now it's real. I'm getting goosebumps. Whoa, zoomed in a little bit too much. Hello, ferryman. Doman watch. All of my people have gone home, but I have to stand here by the dungeon entrance. It's okay, man. I feel for you. Heading to survey St. Madam. It's on the eastern shore of the lake, and the swiftest way to get there is by boat. Take a boat to the instance. Hori Boulder! He's helping. Search continues, but no doubt we shall find this beacon. See anybody got something silly to say? more of that silliness. Yes.
Look how many people there are! Should we get to it then? Pick up anything that seems the least bit device-like, and we'll make ourselves a pile.
Well, if it isn't the hero of the hour, maybe you'll change our look. We've found bugger all without you.
Biggs! Wedge!
Aye. Well, we could hardly say no to a call for aid from the Scions. Jesse call it the chief of some other business. So we'll be working twice as hard to make up for his not being here.
Throw me off to hear Biggs voice it. Imagine you get that call after like 5 years. Did they? I don't think they had any voice lines in Shadowbringer or in Stormblood. They've talked before. I'm trying to think.
They've talked at Realm Reborn.
Heavensward? Heavensward they might have had, because didn't there...
Yes. I believe there was a scene in Heavensward where Sid also spoke.
Yeah.
And then come Endwalker, the voice actor for Sid forgot how he did his voice and then gave a different delivery when Endwalker rolled around.
Because it's been that long. Yeah, you get that call, just like, all right, 14, that's still going? I want you to do the same role. Ah, sure. What, 20 lines? That's a good afternoon.
Thank you, both of you. I'm sure we'll find that beacon in no time.
I'm not seeing anything out here. Do you reckon you could squeeze in there, Wedge?
And get stuck halfway? No, thank you.
I could try if you like.
Simona Kuma's voice actor forgetting how to do his voice halfway through V3.
Tataru, no! We couldn't ask you to do that.
Oh, I'll be fine. This receptionist is not afraid to get her hands dirty.
Sorry, I meant to say, the scholars haven't finished their preliminary assessment of the site yet, so we're not supposed to venture too far in. What's that you got there? Now that looks promising.
Isn't that the Ironworks symbol? Counterfeiters?
Now I have you.
You are right.
What's happening?
Of course, the Ironworks symbol. That's a very good plan.
Focus on my voice. Let expanse contract. Eon become instant.
Wait, this must be it. The device. Oh, this is supposed to happen.
Throw wide the gates that we may pass.
Oh, safe journey, warrior of light. Find our friends and bring them home.
Oh, do not look at me so.
You're slaves to a tyrant. There's no freedom in that.
This is one battle you cannot fight. Away with you.
We did everything right. Everything that was asked of us, and still it came to this.
Your time has not yet come.
From endless dreams I awake. Something vague, yet urgent, calls me to action once more.
Rare to meet someone out here who's not a peddler themselves. What brings you into the wilds this time of night?
Man, they just hit you with like a half dozen different things right there, and you didn't even realize it. Still, just from the presentation, you waking up, you're like, where the hell is this place? The sensation that I'll always get whenever I go back to Lakeland. It's because of how well this opening moment is.
Well, if it ain't the oldest joke in the book. Me granddad, God's rest his soul, used to tell that one to the barman at kicking out time. And when, pray tell, did we last have a dark night? You rotten old drunk, you, he'd reply. Over 100 bleeding years ago,
That's when. You got that look down to a T. I'd almost think you meant it. Ah, got to you, did they? Poor beggar. That explains it then. Well, I've roads to travel and wares to sell, but you best hurry along to the town nearby. Just head east through the trees and aim for the Shining Tower. You'll find the place soon enough. 'Tis the biggest settlement for malms around. Go on now, friend. They'll take good care of you in the Crystarium.
Dizzying heights it rises, the gleaming spire. Its tip threatening to pierce the blinding canopy. There, it will all begin anew. Between dark and light, the pure and the corrupt. The one true struggle.
Oh man.
I fucking love the intro to this fucking expansion so damn much.
So good. The lean in, they're just sprinkling in all the things you need to know. You don't understand if they're like, here you go. The art is good, the song is good. They just chuck you in the deep end. And then, then they just dump you out here. Like, where the hell's this? Why is the Crystal Tower there? Well, how is this nighttime? Why is this song making me feel things? Where the hell am I? What's going on? Nothing makes sense. Just dump. Sublime writing. Also, by the way, Night Fiend, for the duration of Shadowbringers, I'm going to ask that you put Kiki Chadley away. I'm not going to want to really deal with nonsensical backbiting comments. I'm going to want to enjoy this. Enjoy this greatly. Yeah. Is there actually no quest marker? Oh, there is a quest marker. I was about to say, are they literally just plopping you in front of the tower and saying, figure it out? Oh. Mount
Actually, I
unavailable
wouldn't have minded if they actually did that. Like, find the tower. Good luck.
For a second there, I didn't know if that was the truth. But I pulled it open and I looked at the map. I'm like, all right. Can't mount.
So I do believe this is a save zone. I think if you actually go too far away from the direct area you're supposed to go to, the red dots appear.
That makes sense.
Going too far, which is a bit lame. It takes away. Obviously, I'm taking away from the magic, but I do kind of wish it would plop you into the middle of the zone and you just wander around, and then you can see like a level 72 enemy in the area and realize you've gone the wrong way. But there's nothing here. You can't actually die here, unfortunately. But still, it is a really good intro.
Such a strong open. Welcome,
like,
Bear. If you go too far.
We're not even done yet.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We're like, we haven't even gotten to the part that we understand where we are. Yeah. I'll take your word for the trails. But yeah, it would have been. just popping around some up. Also, like, I think what they didn't want to have happen is like you're having this dramatic moment and then like a hunt train comes by and starts yelling spoilers out the back of the door.
Oh my god, the Dawn Trail shit was so bad.
I'm imagining that is also what this is protecting. Like, here's the moment. Like, we don't want 20 Makote in bikinis to just rush by you and kill an S rank while you're trying to figure all this out. Anyway.
Yeah. It would detract a little bit. And I mean, we have evidence that it would detract. Yeah, you gotta turn off shout chat when you're playing Dawn Trail for the first time.
Halt.
Here we go. And now, hey, Vieira. Boom.
Every face in this city I know. Yours, I do not. This is the threshold of the Crystarium, stranger, and I am its gatekeeper. If you would enter, you will answer my questions.
Hello, Maria.
From where do you hail?
Oh, we're gonna give her the cold shoulder. She's being mean.
You will not say? Then I have even less reason to trust you. Had you given me an honest answer, I would not have barred your way. We care little here for a person's place of origin, but instead, you chose concealment. And I will not suffer you to pass.
Oh, that Maria. I'm not your Mary Maria. Fascinating. Also, hello, Dancer.
That one had eaten. It must have gulped down the whole hand, ring and all.
Oh, man. Not 10 minutes in and they just go right for the kidneys. Oh, it's so intense.
Everything all right, Captain?
Quite all right, my lord. Just a stray sin eater, and a weak one at that.
I see. Weak or not, we should be on the lookout for more. But I see you've met my guest. I will escort her to the Crystarium myself, if you've no objections.
Another of your mysterious friends, is it? I should have known. Very well. I'll inform the others your guest is to be given the run of the city. Pray forgive my less than cordial welcome. May the rest of your stay with us be a pleasant one.
Warrior Lake is a smile. Oh, it's all good.
Come with me. I will answer whatever questions you have when we are somewhere more private. Right then, before we plunge into the wheres and wherefores, let me first thank you for answering my summons. I had intended to bring you directly to my personal quarters, but I fear my aim was slightly off. That you are still able to make the crossing unharmed is a great relief.
Oh boy, he's trying his best, guys.
So, we come to the question of where. The realm in which you now find yourself belongs to one of the 13 reflections, or shards. The first, to be precise, even if its inhabitants are largely oblivious to the fact. As to wherefore, having been awarded the rather grandiose title of Crystal Exarch, I, in my capacity as caretaker of the Crystarium, thought to seek the aid of you and your companions.
Do you have any idea how much trouble you've caused?
An inkling, yes. I can only beg your forgiveness. Matters here forced my hand. But all shall be explained in due course, I promise you. Let us begin with the glaring skies up above. Here in the first, the world has been all but consumed by primordial light. It began a century ago, by this realm's reckoning. A luminous flood swallowing everything in its path. More than 9/10 of this star was lost. And the fortunate few who survived are hounded by abominations born of that catastrophe even now. Sin Eaters, we call them. The creature you saw earlier was one such monstrosity. It was to save the first from this menace that I learned to bridge the rift between worlds. That I might call upon the aid of the greatest of heroes. And though it meant depriving a world of its champion, I had to try, for in saving the first, you would bring salvation to the source as well. But what manner of host harangues his guests in the middle of the road? Let us continue our talk within the Crystarium.
Vibrant city. The sole sanctuary for the living in a world all but resigned to oblivion. Each stone was laid with hope. The town itself a symbol, a monument to defiance in the face of death. No would-be hero could fail to answer its call. For who among us does not yearn for salvation?
It's kind of weird that I'm nostalgic for this theme. I haven't actually been to the Crystarium in like a million years.
Yeah. Well, also like nostalgic for when this was the main base. Like you'd come here and you'd be hanging out. I didn't mention it at the time, but there's also the variation that all of the themes are going to have a sort of a flooded by light variant. We were getting some of that when we were in Lakeland before. I don't remember if you hear the night theme for the Crystarium at this time in the story, or if it's always this song, which is a strong song. And also considering like the strong open here, and then just all the stuff that happens here, like this song will resonate with you very strongly. Now and again, I'll sort of come back here and just walk around just to let the good vibes come back. All right, let's go. My face is gonna hurt. I'm smiling too much. Yeah. Okay. All right. Taking a Shadowbringers or Crystarium roll. Like gear level. You. No, not you. Oh, yep. All right. The coffers is going to be having the stuff I'm wearing in it, so I don't have to worry about it for now. Let's turn it into gold later. Now, a full and frank discussion in the privacy of my study would seem to be in order. But I think our conversation would be more meaningful were you first to gain a firmer grasp of the situation here. To that end, I would like you to visit a few of the Crystarium's civic leaders and glean something of this world and its predicament. As you can see, this path will take you directly to the Aetheryte, a convenience with which I am sure you're only too familiar. Being the rightful object of my summoning spell, you should in theory be able to reach all the way back along your etheric trail and find a connection in the source, believe it or not. I strongly suggest you complete this attunement before venturing any further. After you've done so, walk up the steps next to the Aetheryte and head out to the left to arrive in the Crystalline Mean. I got lost my first time here. This is so much to take in. Here's where you'll find our collective of crafts and gatherers, as well as their spokeswoman, Catless, one of the people I should like you to meet. This was the beginning of the role quests for both crafters and gatherers. So you go up to do all of your crafting, gathering stuff up there. And then the Cardinal Virtues is the beginning of the combat role quests, which we will get to later. All right, Morin, to reach him in his cabin of curiosity, you want to avoid the aforementioned steps, take the exit on the left, and simply continue straight along and down. The third and final person we're going to meet is Bragi, our man in charge of trade and distribution. He's to be found in the markets, for which you can access from the opposite side of the Aetheryte Plaza. Seeking out each of my colleagues, you will visit the major districts of the city and hopefully gain a feel for the place. I trust my directions are simple enough. To the right and down the where now? Or if Light's confused. I apologize. I forget how confusing Crystarium can be for newcomers. Not to worry, I'm sure you'll soon become accustomed to its twists and turns. I'm not going to help you. Get out of here. In all honesty, the true challenge may be in finding the right way to approach its citizens. As you've discovered during your encounter with the captain, the people of this world are unaware of the existence of other stars and will struggle to accept the truth of your origin. That being the case, when they ask whence you hail, as they inevitably will, I suggest you claim to share a homeland with the Crystal Exarch. There's an unspoken rule here about peering too deeply into that particular mystery. When you finish making the rounds, pray meet me in the large courtyard at the center of town. Until then. Look, we're here. We've made it. All right, step one. Oh, they literally... I forgot this. You cannot attune to the Aetheryte. You cannot progress the story until you attune to the Aetheryte. It's that important. Hysterical. Microstorm is not hilarious. By focusing your senses, you detect the flow of vastly distant currents of aether. Your connection to these energies is faint but stable and should allow teleportation to aetherites in the source. Let's go to the library. Call this guy a nerd. After we grab up some aetherites. Look, he runs all the way. It's an NPC. He runs all the way to the nuts board, and he looks at it. He's just like, wow, these are really good. I should do these.
Okay, it's been years, dude. Do you want to actually get out of the town and kill one of these fucking things? I'm glad I'm not the only one that's noticed this guy's existence.
I would do weekly quests. So they use nuts for 3 expansions. They sort of broke their own rules because they use Centurions for Heaven's Word and Stormblood. Then they used nuts for Shadowbringers, Dawn Trail, and then they kept nuts. Well, they used it for Shadowbringers and Endwalker, then they kept nuts for Dawn Trail, which meant that when you were buying out the store in Dawn Trail of all the new stuff, you could triple dip on nuts by coming back and doing Crystarium hunts. So I saw this guy walking over about 100 times in my playing here. That's the only reason I know about that. Yeah, and here's his party buddies over here just waiting for him to go get a mark or something. I would apologize, but this is literally the nonsense that I've been up to this entire time, so.
It's probably just AFK playing RuneScape, let's be honest. He doesn't mind how long he's taking.
You come here to meet the Oracle, and I think there's stuff that goes on here during the Eden quests. This is one of those really cool places that you don't go to that often. But I think it weaves in and out of like minor story beats. By the way, I had a time and a half finding this aetheryte back in the day.
I had a hard time memorizing where shit went, actually. That was my biggest issue.
Yeah.
The aetheryte right above you, for some reason, I kept thinking was below. So I kept ignoring it.
Yeah.
Because I was like, okay, that just leads me to the library situation. So obviously that's not where I go. But no, that's the opera section.
This map is a lot more 3D than you may be used to, which definitely can get you thrown off. Because this is the bottom. This is all near the bottom, and then this is higher up, and then this is near the top. But as the Crystal Exarch said, really, you just have to run around and figure it out. So there's no real way to have somebody give you directions here. Hello, punk with nerd. Excuse me, miss. Are you recently come to the city, perchance? I'm quite familiar with our civic roles, you see, and will ahem. Nod. What I mean to ask is, have you brought any books with you? A rumpled scroll leaf and a scrap of scribbled on parchment. My apologies. Literature is something of an obsession of mine, as well as a profession. He's a bookist. Librarian Morin at your service, and this humble collection is known as the Cabinet of Curiosity. As your powers of perception have likely informed you, my colleagues and I are responsible for curating all manner of tomes, documents, and other vehicles for the written word. As horrific as the loss of life and land wrought by the flood unquestionably was, the damage to recorded knowledge was no less catastrophic. We few do all that we can to preserve what wisdom survived. But tell me, what brings you to the cabinet today? Looking for any title in particular? Mayhap a spot of academic research? The weird hood guy told me to come here. Oh, so you've been interested in modern history. Splendid. A thorough review of recent events can often yield novel perspectives. I quite agree. If you prefer something visual to accompany the account, then I think I have an illustrated history book for children somewhere. The Warrior of Light's reading level. Just a moment and I'll fetch it for you. Oddly astute. This guy looks like he's been hit in the head about 50 times. Let's get him a second grade book. Here we are. Would you like to pull up a chair? Make yourself more comfortable? On with the lesson then. Ooh. Time for some exposition. 100 years ago, or near enough not to matter, villains known as the Warriors of Light slew the Shadowkeeper, the Steward of Darkness. In the wake of this tainted deed, light began to pour into the world as if from unseen cracks. It pooled and swelled without cease until the day an enormous blinding wave rose up and swept across our star. We call this calamity the Flood of Light. Everything it touched was leached of life and vigor, leaving naught behind but a luminous wasteland. Yet just when it seemed that all would be lost, a savior appeared before us. The Oracle of Light. She stood twixt us and approaching doom, and by her power did she stay the flood. Thus was Norvrant, and Norvrant alone spared the fate of erasure. Tragedy would, however, arrive in another form. From the blasted emptiness descended horrors of strange and terrible aspect to bedevil the few folk who survived. These sin-eaters were light incarnate, and their fulgent presence stole the night from Norvrant's sky. Even now they circle the remaining bastions of civilization, ever on the hunt for us, ever hungering for our flesh. God, this is the good stuff! I want my picture books to be written like this. Like a horror story, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. I'm sure some elementary schools would love this crap. They would throw me out. Anyway, should you ever wish to hear the tale again, I'll be glad to retell it for you. Or if you'd rather I speak on other matters, that too would be my pleasure. I should be glad of the company. Your exchange with Morin has taught you about the flood of light. Nerd. Bigger Summer, isn't he such a nerd? I'm bullying him for no reason. He's perfectly fine. He reminds me too much of myself, so I'm projecting.
I was literally about to say, like you do with you, but you already beat me to it.
Sorry, I should have let the pause. I should have let the pause be a little bit longer, to the point that it was almost awkward. I don't know. I felt like the bit was running out of steam, so I had to wrap it up. You know how it is.
I had to wait for the fucking unmute to actually let me speak before I could speak. This call's let that be a thing now, which is really dumb.
Oh no, been hampered by technology. We need microseconds for this comedic timing to work here. Anyway, it's the Baldaquin. Don't remember these names. This guy? Yes, Vral. Maybe Andia. There are a few recipes that require different types of milks. And so your options are go kill a whole bunch of Ovibos and other cow enemies, or just go to this guy and he has all the milks for you. Vral's my G. I crafted like 100 different types of food when I was leveling, and I just loaded up.
Man, I would have loved that guy back in A Realm Reborn.
Oh, dude. You telling me I can get Ovibos milk for 4 gills somewhere? I'm sick and tired of Lenosia. Get me out of here. Anyway, it's Bragi. Everybody's chatting. Let's talk about commerce. New to the city, friend. Spinning head and wide eyes give you away. Welcome. My name is Bragi, and I'm the master of these markets. They gave this district another official title, but I'm not in the habit of using it. Too florid by half. I think it's on the map. In any case, our merchants stock a range of equipment for Ronso like you and me, so finding something in your size shouldn't be a problem. They have specific dialogues for every different race. So the Ronso like you and me, I'm just like me! He knows who I am! Well, sort of who I am. Sorry, did you say Ronso? I didn't play Final Fantasy X. Aye, something wrong. See if we can straighten this out. See the two in front of us? The shorter one is a Hume, and the taller one is an elf. Sturdy individual. Gold gent is still 10 out of 10. Throw Rogadin in the bin and start calling everyone gold gents. Hot take. Such a banger name for a race. I always forget what Dron is. And then you have the large scaly chaps with long tails and knack for raising livestock. That would be the Zun. I'm confused. Warrior of Light has too much thinking today. There's apparently not the names you know them by. Now I'm curious to know which far-flung region you hail from. Use the secret Crystarium trick? Ah, the same as the Exarch, eh? Well, that explains it. You don't get much further flung than that. We've had a few of your lot pass through in our recent years, and despite their obvious learning, they floundered over the simplest things. Not to worry, should you find yourself confused about a local language or customs, I'll be here to answer your questions. Peoples of the First. Oh, interesting. Hang on a minute. Hang on a minute. The bell does not seem to be functioning. Ah, they figured it out. Damn it. They're too good. There's no way they would have fallen for that.
I think I tried to do the same thing. Because I was like, oh, wait, I left my dude on Ventures when this expansion started. Let me go talk to them. Nope.
Ah, disgusting. You're in Shadowbringers. How do you not have an adventure plate? Axel of Mender. Ah. Here's a Crystarian gemstone trader. That white-haired Mikote woman was kind of a dunce, if we're being honest. There is such a thing as a smart warrior of light, but I do not believe in it. Migarshimmer also doesn't believe in it. I am very on the topic of Femrots. Oh, you're talking about Ishtola, I guess, but part of me wants to get to Bajja just to see if they add in specific dialogue trees for Femrots. I could just look it up, I guess, if I really cared, which I sort of do. Because out here it's sort of all the Hrothgar ladies are just off screen somewhere, because they just haven't put the models in yet. But sort of a big deal in Bajja to be a lady. Crew's not here yet. Oh, hello there. Welcome to your home away from home, the Wandering Stairs. Pray return to the Wandering Stairs. Roth guys don't really get anything specific. It's probably, Path of Least Resistance. They're not going to go back to Bajja for any goddamn reason, let alone that. Serving the finest ale you'll find in this side of Crystarium, courtesy of the facet of nursing, of course. Uh-huh.
See that girl? We call those bean poles.
I haven't been told to go there yet, so. Da da da. Oh yes. Yeah, Musica Universalis is the name that he doesn't use. It's just the markets. Who named this crap? There's this one in the middle, and then we'll work our way up. I should be sprinting. It's the new meta. It's the big arse tower. This is not the right way. That is a fun place. That is like the epitome of the I just want to go out here, come up here for vibes. This whole walkway is for nothing. Just a big old circle. Like, technically you can go up and down and through the apartments and stuff like that. But if you just want a place to like relax, just look around, listen to the music. I did that anyway. I mentioned I like this expansion in the last 30 seconds. Alright, let's get moving.
I love that we barely even budge with the story and we're already like gushing like fucking fangirls over this shit.
God, we're kind of insufferable, aren't we?
Tessa, come in here and balance it out.
We're too cringe. We need the cringe resistance. Ah, somebody's doing the resplendent tools. Good bless. Hi. I'm a level 0 fisher. He's still awkward. I'm cringe resistance. You must have fallen far. Have you been listening to us? Prattling on.
So we may need you when the certain those two individuals are going to show up at some point. We're going to need you here for that.
Oh, okay. I was going to say something, but I will retract it because it was not true. Never mind. You're correct. Anyway, I'm going to guess you're new to our fair city. For what it's worth, you've chosen a fine sanctuary. The Exarch can throw up a barrier if the Syndiers come knocking, so it's a damn sight safer than in here than it is out there. Safer and more civilized, too, thanks to us in the mean. We work together to procure materials and resources and craft the goods which makes the city life possible. This is a place to visit if you need a coat mended or a kettle forged. We've had this discussion. No, never mind. All
right, we're gonna have to bring Snooty in now as well to balance it out. Get fucking 4 people in.
it's just all of my friend group trying to distract me.
The entire static comes in and calm you down.
Come on, it's like stay on target.
All right, guys, we have a second raid night on Wednesday.
He'll never get through Shadowbringers. Dehydrating for all the drool coming out of his mouth. Anyway. I still think it'll be able to handed you on a plate like those Yulmoran layabouts. Oh, the burns. Here in the Crystarium, we work for a living. Though I see you're no stranger to honest labor, you don't have that whiff of indolence about you like some folk I've met. Still, I can't quite pin down your profession. Where is it you're from? Whip out the old Crystal Exarch card. One of the Exarch's countrymen, you say. I see. Well then, I'll work twice as hard to make you feel welcome. Our city wouldn't even exist if it weren't for him, and any friend of his is a friend of ours. There it is, Crystal Tower. It's really quite incredible when you think about it. They say his grand magic summoned the Crystal Tower into existence, pulled the entire thing out of thin air. It wasn't long before droves of refugees began congregating out of the place, desperate for shelter after losing their homes to the flood. And that's how the Crystarium began. At the Exarch's invitation, buildings started going up, and with the help of some curious relics brought forth from the tower, the place gradually expanded to the thriving metropolis you see today. The city stood here for decades now, yet the eldest among us swear the Exarch looks exactly the same as he did back then. He's indeed a man of many mysteries, but for all his secrecy, he has never yet let us down. So if he and you wish to remain silent about your shared homeland, then the folk here will respect your wish for privacy. I am, however, more than a little curious to see any crafting talent you might be hiding. There's nothing here, I'm afraid. If you want to contribute on that front, be sure to come back and visit once you've had a chance to settle in. Just ask for Catless and I'll find you a niche here in Crystalline Mean. You can help keep the cogs of the city greased and turning. Is it over here? Yes, it is. It took me months to figure out how these stairs worked to this specific spot. To get to this specific Aethernet shard. Still the one directly in front of the Crystal Tower I didn't get yet, damn it. Almost done attuning. Is this where the mailbox is too? Yes, it is. There was one time I got mail. I swear it would have been faster to me to teleport back. Teleport to a different capital city to find the damn thing than it would have been for me to just hobble around. Because again, if you're looking at the map like this, you're just like, oh, you just go over here and it's underneath this. Nope. Nope, you got it wrong. You've done goofed. Bollocksed it up. Ha ha! Clean and crisp. That is efficiency. Well, how did you fare? Did my colleagues help you form a clearer picture of the world and its people? Ah, yes. An account of how the Exarch summoned the Crystal Tower and the city built by the refugees who sheltered there. Account of how the Warriors of Light caused the flood, which later led to the appearance of the Sin Eaters. Account of how the races of the Source are known by different names than the first. Yes, it seems you treated a most thorough introduction. I understand it may be something of a chore, but it was necessary that you grasp these things before we proceed. As for the Crystal Tower's origin, you may have noted that details were sparse. The structure is, in fact, the self-same one you know from the Source, transported to the First in its entirety. It was my first attempt at breaching the boundaries between worlds, something of a trial run for your eventual crossing, and although I do not know which era I tore it from, I do know that its arrival served to set the wheels of fate in motion. You've done as I requested and learned something of the world in which you find yourself. Now it is time I fulfilled my half of the bargain and explained what has befallen your comrades. That is a conversation I would rather have in the privacy of my quarters, however. I must go on ahead to the tower and organize a few things, but I shall see that the guard knows to admit you. Ah, interesting. Tower's gate lies open then, or just like that, then Grahatia is. I'm not familiar with that name. Is there something I should know? He's be in the tower. An extraordinary tale, but I'm afraid I found no such individual residing in the tower when it passed into my care. Mayhap we can revisit that mystery another time. For now, I think it best that we refocus on the present. Deftly wordsmithed. It's not a lie. Nothing much gratitude is kind of dumb anyways. There is the well, the way he was in the Crystal Tower arc was a different character who I kind of miss in a way. But we'll get to that much later. For now, it's Crystal Exarch and lots of mysteries. And this song. Oh my god, this song.
Welcome to the Ocular, my private study. We can speak here without fear of being overheard. I have much to explain, but the truths which I must touch upon in doing so would cause only distress and confusion to the people of this world. Pray keep that in mind. Now, I am sure you are desperate to know the fate of your fellow scions. To put it simply, they are here in the First. Their arrival, however, was not as recent as you may imagine. Here, time flows at a different pace from that of the source.
Ah, we were just talking about this. See how much they go into it.
A single hour in your home world, an entire year might pass in the first, and the reverse could also be true. The pace fluctuates without rhyme or reason, and it cannot be predicted.
Ah, it is a complete hand wave. The we'll get to it when we get to Dawn Trail, but it was a little bit more explicit in how that worked there.
That said, we seem to be entering a period of near equivalence, and thus, for the moment, you need not overly concern yourself with the passage of time. As for your companions, however, Y'shtola and Urianger have dwelled here for 3 winters, all told, while Thancred's count stands at 5.
Don't exactly know how time works. It's there. So this game has earned its keep when it comes to time management. Particularly the Alexander raid series. They handled time extraordinarily well. So I'm willing to give them a little bit of a pass on this. It was one of those, we all wanted a time jump story, and this is the way that they're giving it to us, and it makes enough sense. And it is kind of clever because this is a mechanic which is now going to be an interesting plot thread going forward. So it's like ultimately it works. I'll allow it. I'm doing the I'll allow it meme gif gesture.
Even our more recent arrivals, Alphinaud and Alizé, have lived in the first for almost a year.
Warrior of Light has no hope of figuring this out.
My intention had been to summon only you, but the art of reaching across worlds has proven exceedingly difficult to master. Thus it was that my fumbling hand closed upon those to whom your fate is most closely bound as well.
Yeah, for what it is, it's perfectly fine. I am... We're getting off track again. There is a potential that this being a who knows how this works, nobody knows how this works, means that we might one day in the indeterminate future meet someone who knows how this works. Something I'm looking forward to anyway. And then whether or not it's an Ascian that we have to recruit is complete hearsay.
As they were not the object of my summons, their transference was incomplete. Though they may appear to possess corporeal bodies, they are, in truth, merely spirits that one can see and touch. Consequently, while you yourself will be able to pass between worlds with relative freedom, they will not. Much as it grieves me, they are stranded here, unable to return.
To find a way to send them back.
We spent every waking hour searching for a way to reverse the summoning. In the beginning, at least. As you may have surmised, however, our efforts met with little success. And then we all but abandoned the endeavor once Urianger shared with us the vision he had witnessed during his journey through the rift. In that chaotic no-man's land between realms, time and space warp and blend in unexpected ways. What Urianger saw was the future, that which would one day come to pass. In his vision of tomorrow, the first was rejoined with the source. This collision of worlds brought about the 8th umbral calamity and the deaths of countless multitudes. Amongst those who perished, Urianger clearly saw the fall of the Scion's mightiest champion. He watched you die. And thus did the Scions embrace their exile, and began searching this world for a means to forestall the coming catastrophe in yours. Their souls are stranded in the first, yes, but they have fought on, desperate to save their home and you from destruction. Nor have their efforts been in vain. For it was they who finally established that the elimination of the Sin Eaters will indeed serve to prevent the calamity. Considering these circumstances of our meeting, you would be forgiven for doubting my version of events.
Don't be forgiven. How dare you?
And so, before all else, I would suggest you track down your comrades and hear the tale from their lips. I shall of course be happy to assist in these reunions, and you need not make any decisions regarding your involvement until you are certain of where you stand. Meanwhile, I promise I will not rest until I have found a way to help your friends return home. What say you? Have I earned your trust for the moment, at least?
For the moment, I will see you. I'll see you for want of a better choice.
Excellent. You will not regret this. With that settled, we shall have to see about getting you ready for the road. Traveling across the rift has no doubt left you weary. I will arrange for a room where you might rest in comfort. While it's being prepared, perhaps I can show you around.
Hello, Snooty. There's so much. The references, the things going on, it's just so densely packed in. It's like there's the stuff that you understand and there's stuff that you don't understand, and then there's the stuff that they're like, we're just gonna distract you. Oh, look, it's Adora Bubble Cuddles. Fascinating. Crystarium boasts a number of residential districts, but I have been informed that a room just became available at the Pendants.
I am not your food today. I am your master.
Mucho Gator.
Hey, Maddie. Wait, if Maddie subscribed, does that mean that you fixed your email? Has the path through the darkness been cleared? No, I just changed all the possible accounts. So you're able to at least save your, you're at least able to save your Twitch stuff. Okay. I know that was one of your big concerns. That you didn't want to lose all your stuff. Man, okay, good. Twitch and Steam are Gucci. Okay. I hate the feeling of being useless when somebody needs help. It's like I can only shrug and be sad so much for you. Discord is still in limbo. That sucks. Yeah, I have Discord. Well, 2 out of 3 ain't bad. It's all good. I was giga panicking yesterday because that email was tied to everything good thing. Yeah. It sucks when you lose that kind of a thing. It's just like everything's tied to this and now it's gone. I think my Battle.net it was hacked or something like that. I was able to get it back, but there was that moment of no, my things. Yeah, glad you're background. Thanks for subbing. I don't have the keck pot. Gato de arriba es mucho gato. Yes. Alright, anyway. There it is. Yes. Beautiful. Yeah, well. Which, as it turns out, is perfect. Our path here will take us past the market, so I was hoping to give you my own introductions to their wares. Come along. Yep. Da-da-da. Back we go. This way? That way? Every which way. It's the Exarch. Ah, sorry, Axel. Can mend my gear later when I break it.
This is the Musica Universalis, the commercial heart of the Crystarium. What you might need to prepare for your journeys can be purchased here. Ah, yes. You must be curious about the currency. Fear not. The gil you carry will serve you well enough.
I forgot about this bit coming up. I'm not going to spoil it.
Each nation once minted its own coins, but 'twas all a jumbled mess following the flood. After much debate, the local merchants eventually elected to revert to the old ways, wherein a coin's value was decided by the worth of its metal. As for a unit of measurement, we agreed upon the term gil, a word borrowed from coins uncovered within the Crystal Tower here. And as our traders peddled their wares across the land, so too did our usage of gil become common practice. From what your stola tells me, a standard coin from the source equates to exactly 1 gil here, or near enough not to matter. Our way of life has benefited greatly from the artifacts we recovered from the tower, some of which may be familiar to you.
Da-da! Wait for the face. Every time.
But I fear it would not be practical for us to provide everything to which you are accustomed. You shall need a means to access the commodities of your home world.
Yep, we're about to get to her.
Avan Kerm Sin?
Yes, I'm here. Of course I'm here. What amusements do you have for me today?
Feo Ul!
My dear Feo Ul, paragon of pixie kind. For you, I have the most vital task. This fine lady is a friend from a distant realm. And we have need of a means to ferry things back and forth from her home. Might you be able to assist us in this matter?
Hey, Warrior of Light, do you want to be a warlock?
You came from beyond, didn't you? From beyond the rift? How wonderfully exciting! What a brave and reckless and marvelous thing you did! You've the heart of a pixie, you do. After careful consideration, I have decided to grant you my assistance. Make a pact with me and the fun can begin. But answer me this, traveler. Did your garments come with you when you crossed over? Your teeth? Your nails?
Yes.
Just as I thought! Then you've a good stout connection with your home through which all your belongings, great and small, may easily pass. From this moment forth I will be your Isne Fis, and you my Snay Yak. Like the branch which sprouts from the sapling, our bond will flow unbroken from one to the other.
Yeah, Feo Ul is such a good character. I'd also recommend doing the Pixie Society quests.
Raise your hand.
The way that they handle pixies in this game is phenomenal.
Tis done. We are bound now, dearest sapling. Come then. Make your request. Tell me your desire. I wish to visit this world of yours.
Mayhap her message to your friends in the Source to inform them of your safe arrival.
Taro or Kryl? Nobody cares about Kryl. Let's give her something to do.
Consider it done.
As you heard, that was Feo Ul of the Pixies. Their kind possess an affinity for magic akin to that of arcane beings. They rarely show themselves in populated areas, but Feo is insatiably curious even by Pixie standards, and seems to have taken a liking to the Crystarium. Right, we were going to organize a room for you, weren't we? Come along.
As a result of your pact with Feo Ul, you'll now have access to delivery moogles, market boards, and summoning bells while in the first.
Once a Feo fun fact. The voice actor for Feo also plays Shale in Dawn Trail.
Whoa!
She also plays the final boss of Alexandria.
What? Yeah, interesting. Shale, though, that's a range. I think we've talked about the accent before, and it's not abrasive, at least.
It's not incorrect, is what I'll say.
Exactly my thought, Ascon. You could turn that off. Yeah, Shale is...
I mean, I'm right here, guys.
You're our Pixie expert.
I'm only an expert on her and Titania. The rest of the Pixies or whatever.
Charles is inconsolable because nobody understands him.
Look, man, I turn it off for your guys' benefits, alright? You gotta stop saying cardinal and inner cardinal or whatever. Cardinal and corners. Yeah, I've stopped saying that now.
It is funny. Sometimes when you have to yell at the cats. Because you always yell at the cats because it would be your stream if you didn't. Sometimes the accent will switch on just for a moment and then it comes back when you're back on the stream.
It's really kind of funny. When I'm streaming and when I'm talking to you guys, I have this voice.
Yes.
As soon as I speak to like anybody here or any member of the family, it is an instant swap.
Yep.
The accent just comes back immediately.
It is. Sometimes you get it. Yeah, Feo Ul is a great character. That's a strong pick. Also known as code switching. That is a big dialect thing. Even if it's the same language, like the context for using it could pull you different ways. Linguistics is a whole damn thing. I've only dipped my toes in it, but that in an alternate reality, I'm some sort of a weird linguist researcher.
Here's actually something you should probably go do. If you get the chance. Go watch all the old Left 4 Dead videos of us playing Left 4 Dead and like me having the microphone for the first time ever. You will hear that my accent is remarkably thicker in comparison to what it is now.
I believe it. I'm trying to think. There's maybe a couple videos I still have lying around. Do you? Oh man, some of the old stuff, like when we were riffing on the weird mods.
Dude, I wish I didn't record that video in like fucking 80p so it was actually watchable. It's the software I had to use at the time to fucking edit and render it. It was garbage.
Yeah.
I didn't have Adobe Premiere or Vegas. It was fucked.
Well, 15 years ago, that stuff, you needed to have like a second mortgage to afford some of that crap. When he's online, he's Vortal. When he's IRL, he lets the voices in.
He lets the voices in.
Yes. Also, yes, we are. We're
like,
culture bleed. Filthy Americans. Go on.
Actually, speaking of culture bleed, there's some dude across the road from us that has an American flag out of his house right now.
Huh.
Which I think is weird, but I actually think it's because July 4th is nearby. And it's a bit weird. I mean, I don't mind it, but it's a bit strange to do that here.
It is, yes. Also interesting that, you do not usually keep track of other nations' holidays like that, but...
No, not normally.
No. I mean, there's a couple, like, proximity you may be able to figure it out. Like, I know when Boxing Day is, because it's right next to Christmas, so it's hard to miss. But yeah, unless you're associated with somebody who has these holidays more regularly, it is hard to keep track of that stuff. Poor Tachi's been in multiple regions. His voice doesn't know what to do.
I just realized Tattoo typed in the chat. Sorry.
Yeah. Tattoo, you've not done a y'all though. You did.
I started doing y'alls for a little while because I was stuck in fucking Louisiana for a bit.
Yeah, that'll do it on occasion.
My family kept making fun of the way I said hurricane. I can say it normally now, but I had a southern drawl for the 2 weeks I was stuck there.
What was it? Hurricane? Hurricane?
Hurricane.
Oh, hurricane. Yes, that makes a lot more sense.
But I was saying it so casually. It's like I didn't even realize I was doing it. But I was just surrounded by just that accent for a while. It just stuck. So it was weird to have a Scottish Louisiana combo.
Yeah, well, immersion is a way to quickly rewire the brain. Y'all so nice. Oh, everyone's guys to me. It's not. I do need to work on that, but it's pretty deep rooted in there.
Yeah, I grew up with "How you ball bags" my whole life.
Ball bags. Attention, idiots. Hey, you guys! I read that in the correct voice. Ah, yes. Yes, Feo Ul. We have it now. Like, at this point in the story, a little more south, there would have been Yin's. Yeah, like at this point, like you just think like, oh, here's a quirky, silly pixie character introducing us to some weirdness going on in this first place. You have no idea what is about to happen. Now, again, the whole forming a pact with her thing, like in the back of my mind, I'm like, I'm scared. This may end badly for me. Thankfully, not that kind of story. But yeah, for Warrior Light just sort of went in the deep end with that one real quick. So I was like, oh, I hope nothing bad happens. Thankfully, it didn't. Such a good character, so much fun, endless fun with Feo Ul. All right, a private room here at the Pendants for the duration of your stay to make use of as you see fit. When you're ready to retire, the manager will show you to your lodgings. Pray, rest, and recuperate. We shall reconvene in the ocular anon. That covers all the practical concerns. Yes, Crystal Exact. Thank you for answering my call. We are denied the comforting blanket of night, but may peaceful dreams attend you nonetheless. Pleasure to meet you, Mr. Welcome to your new home at Dependance. Room is ready if you'd care to retire. Let's retire. I wonder if we're gonna get the shoe bill. It's legit a nice room, by the way. Oh no, this place is haunted.
I know you. You're the warrior of light from the source.
The warrior of darkness.
What? Did you just... You can hear me? Oh, gods, how long has it been? That was what I called myself in your world. The Warrior of Darkness. My real name is Ardbert. I used an alias in the source. A daft one, looking back. If you recall my tale, it was my comrades and I who caused the flood. We thought our home doomed. And so we listened to the Ascians. Let them guide us to the source, and try to hasten their goddamned ardor. I remember when we fell, defeated by you and yours. I remember our audience with Minfilia, how she listened to our pleas and returned our souls to the first. The flood was poised to swallow Norvrant, Minfilia and my friends. They surrendered what little they had left to hold it back. Just faded away, leaving me to bear witness. Tell me, do you know the year? How much time has passed since we caused the flood? 100 years. 100 long years.
Ghost!
My hands find no purchase. My gestures catch no eye, and my pleas, be they whispered or screamed, reach not a single ear. I am a shade, cursed to do naught but drift. I feel as if I've been walking forever. I hardly noticed when my mind and body began to fray at the edges. Then bang! My senses were sharp again. I felt like a fish being reeled in, and before I knew it, I found myself in this room. Why is it that you can see me? What are you even doing here, come to that?
Warrior of Light's had a long day, now you have to explain to a ghost why she's here. Oof.
You were summoned to save the first. A waste of time. This world is beyond saving, like those who try to save it. Muddled as my mind may be, I've not forgotten that. But if fate has brought me to you, the one person in this God's-forsaken world who can see and hear me, then perhaps there is a reason I endured. If I can find out why I was left behind, then maybe I can bring this journey of mine to an end. Well, I'll be watching, Warrior of Light. But do me a favor. Be careful out there. This world has had its fill of heroes.
So I'm under the assumption that Ardbert is just in no-clip mode, and he's just walking the show off.
Assumedly so.
Because ghost rules don't make sense to me sometimes when they're walking about on floors but can't pick up cups.
So the thought about that is, well, logistically it would be comedic if he was like walking a foot above or below the ground. Hard to keep the gravitas of the situation when he's ankle deep in floor. There is some. If I were a ghost, I would totally walk through the floor. Like I guess the way that I wrap my head around it is that like he's psychologically familiar with walking on the ground, and so like he will be aligning his feet with the ground even though he's not walking on it. But I mean, really, once you tear that band-aid off, then like even walking itself is useless because you're just floating. So because it's been 100 years, maybe he sort of got his 20 or so odd years of sort of flying everywhere like Superman out of his system.
So I guess my issue with that is that then it just means he's walking for the sake of walking, and he can move himself forward regardless. Because if he was no clipping, walking wouldn't send him anywhere.
Yes, he would be pantomiming the act of walking.
I just thought I'd bring that up so every time we see him going forward, I could just have that in the back of your mind. If you watch him do things that seem a bit strange.
Yeah, this is a larger ghost trope. It's just like, oh, look at this. I have walked through this thing because I'm not really here. And then it's like, are ghosts affected by gravity? Shouldn't you be in the Earth's core by now? No? Okay, not that. Yes, you were pantomiming walking for the sake of walking, and then he is attuning the speed of his floating to match the walk cycle.
Oh, his animation starts bugging out. We know why.
Yes, start glitzing through scenery like a money bot. Oh God, yeah. You know, it's been a hot minute since we've seen a proper bot. It was about Heavensward that they started to drop off a bit. But now that we're in Shadowbringers, anybody that we run into is a subscription payer. So very unlikely that there will be bots in Norvran. Not impossible. Just I'd actually find that very curious.
I don't know how much money bots actually make in the grand scheme of things, so I don't imagine it's worth them paying a sub.
Doubtful. There'd have to be something very lucrative you'd be able to do with a sub. Which
and with the way the market world works in this game, I don't think there's anything lucrative enough for bots to get this far. Like RuneScape's bot problem is kind of wild because you can make a fuckload of IRL money by botting like crazy, but because of the way this game works and the way the market board works, it's not really profitable. So they're probably just all still on Limsa and doing their usual thing.
Yep. Yeah, I figured that you're either selling accounts, in which case you just get as far as you can without needing the sub, or you're farming a Realm Reborn materials, or doing some like repeatable action that gets a reliable amount of gil and then doing the gil selling. But yeah, well, I mean, ultimately that means that we'll probably be hassle-free. Unless like we go back to Limsa and then there's some Lalafil under the floor that's talking about what 5 gold, 5 gil, whatever.
There is a couple of big plots that will take place in the key towns. I think Limsa especially that we haven't done yet. So we're gonna come across them again at some point, I think.
Yeah, we'll be back there. And Walker, we go all over the place if I remember correctly.
How did you find your new quarters? I trust you were able to rest.
had a ghostly visitor.
I was not aware the room was haunted, and you were rather tired. Well, should you receive another visitation, be sure to let me know.
Ah, you didn't bite.
Now, let us return to the subject of the Scion's whereabouts.
They love their maps.
This map shows the lands of Norvrand, the only area to be spared the flood of light. The Crystarium is here, in the region known as Lakeland. To the north is the fairy kingdom of Il-Meg. That is where you'll find Urianger. To the east lies the once prosperous civilization of Rak-Tika. Your Stola is stationed there, in the heart of the forest. Alas, neither location can be reached without considerable difficulty. As such, I would suggest you first seek out one of the twins, each of whom is stationed but a short flight from the Crystarium. Alphinaud is on Kholusia, an island off the western shore. It is home to a city called Yulmore, where the rich and privileged while away their days in idleness. For his part in furthering our cause, Alphinaud journeyed there to meet with the citizenry and forge alliances. From what I hear, he has since kept himself busy gathering information around the main settlement. Alizé, meanwhile, traveled south to the arid wastes of Armareng. They lie upon the very edge of the inhabitable world, where the flood of light was halted. Those who dwell there live in constant fear of attack by the Sin Eaters. In contrast to her brother, Alizé felt that her energies would better be spent learning about the enemy, and thus she sells her services as a guard, both to hone her skills and gather information on our foe. So, will it be Kholusia or Armareng? It matters not which you choose to visit first.
It does.
Simply inform me once you have made your decision, and I will see to it that you are provided with a suitable mount. Ah, but you must be wondering about Thancred. He has taken up with a new companion, and is presently engaged as a wandering hunter of Sin Eaters. Being ever on the move, his whereabouts are often difficult to ascertain, but I am certain your paths will cross ere long.
All that experience.
All right, where are we going first? Not Limsa and not Ulda.
We are going to go to Kholusia first. Logistically, the sequence of events, I think, in the story flows more naturally if you go to Alphinaud first and then Alizé. Which is my opinion.
That is also my opinion.
I think this was the choice I guessed upon when I first played through the expansion, but I decided that that was the correct choice. So my original decision was to go and do it in the opposite way. I also don't actually fully remember what I did first, so I may just be talking up my ass here. But in any case, we're going to go to Kholusia. Destination is an island off the west coast, so you'll need a mount capable of making the journey. Here's the letter of introduction, presented to Sem, Master of Beasts at Tinamos Rookery. Oh, you can pick them both up. Interesting. Whatever. I'll play along. Oh, now we have hang on. Any X? Nope, not yet. Not the Amaro Lawrence? Where am I going here? Oh, the Rookery, right. We got to go down before we go up. Makes sense. The Amaros. It's the better chocobos. They're beautiful.
Realized that I had to get all my classes to 80 to get one of those.
Ah.
I've never been more motivated to get all my classes to 80.
Strong agree. This still is one of the best mount rewards. Because, well, particularly for me, because I had stuff like I hadn't even started leveling when I got the Shadowbringers. And then I was just like, wait a minute, you can get one of these if you're 80? God damn it! Long and arduous path later. Hello. Letter introduction addressed to Sam. Yeah, it's something cool. Here you go. Signed by the Exarch, no less. Yes, I can provide you with an Amaro for passes to Kholusia. I will pick you out a friendly whelp. An Amaro, you say? Tell me more of this Amaro. That's right. Mounts like my gray friend over there are a common sight in these parts. They gather you hail from further afield, more accustomed to chocobos, perchance? I hear there are a few places where they ride little else. Seeing you're plainly unaccustomed to riding Amaro, I think it best I accompany you on this flight myself. Any Zune worthy of the name could do it, of course, but the Exarch sent you to me. Ensuring you arrive safely is my responsibility. Gather your things and meet me at the Amaro launch. Okay. Now we go to the Amaro launch. Isle of Hay. You here? Are you here? Oh no, he already ran already. Ah, I've been here already. He's gonna be at the board. Da, 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 da. He's aspiring. Look at you aspiring over there. Flying Amaro to Kholusia. You can now travel to Kholusia to speak with the aspiring Amaro tamer to fly. You can also use your Aether Compass to assist with locating Aether Currents. Remember that thing, guys! It's a new expansion!
I swear, the people that every time new expansion comes out, they're like, oh, you gotta find Aether Currents. The amount of people that bitch and moan.
Pounding surf, frozen. Time itself takes a breath. At light's edge, all is perfectly still. The world captured in a painting, locked in a moment. Music, faint and fleeting, drifts coastward on the lifeless air. And in the distance, beyond the broken earth, a city beckons.
I don't know if there's a way in-game to get these tracks. But the light-flooded variants of all of these themes are really good. Some of them are on par with the later ones. I think Kholusia may be one of the best ones, is why I'm bringing this up. Let's see. Well, no one's leveling Blue Mage today. I suppose theoretically you should be, yeah.
Should be the Tempest.
Yeah, nowadays you go to the Tempest. So when you journey to a zone, the music will be like this, sort of this more faded, washed out variants, very subtle, mournful tones to it. When you hit certain parts of the story and the environment changes, man, God, I love this music. the zone music also changed. And this version of the song never comes back. There might be. You know when you feel like you've looked something up before and then you can't remember what you found out?
Happens to me quite a lot. That happens to me quite a lot, actually.
Yeah. This is also what happens in Ultima Thule, which is a long ass time away, and the dragon song getting more and more complete once you finish. And those, I think, for Ultima Thule, there are ways of getting variants of it. This is specifically in game, like as orchestrion rules. Under all this stuff, like you can just, you can go online and get all this stuff and put it in a playlist if you really wanted to. But it's just when you have a queue of crafting to do, or otherwise you're just going to be in game doing stuff in the same area, being able to like put on specific tracks to like really hit the mood. I don't know. Now I'm just rambling on about music. I'm not even playing the game anymore. Look, just waiting for me to go.
Don't worry, Flame Dragon. We did spend like a good 10 minutes rambling about my accent, so rambling is sort of par for the course for this stream.
Oh my god, no, concerned is the wrong word, but there's sort of an understanding I'm having with myself that particularly for Shadowbringers, we are gonna go off the beaten path on some nonsense.
Oh, I mean, I'm gonna be here for as much as I possibly can be. Because again, this is my favorite Final Fantasy anything. I'm gonna be honest.
God, it's so there will be tangents. We'll be on and off about all sorts of nonsense. It's not even related to what we're doing. It's just gonna bring the emotions out. Anyway, welcome to Yulmore. Kholusia. Well, Yulmore's in the background. Close enough. All right, this is cracked shell beach on the eastern coast of Kholusia. It used to be safe here for the present. Compared to the mainland, signature attacks are far less prevalent. The native beasts are not any more dangerous than elsewhere. It's the people you should be wary of. Them bitches. Spy you that's sitting in distance, that is Yulmore, the island's main settlement. It rivals the Crystarium in scale and once was an ally in our battle against the abominations. For years, Yulmore and Elite have fancied themselves the masters of what remains of our broken world. They have gone as far as to offer the leaders of other settlements their protection if we bend the knee. But to say that their ideals are questionable will be putting it mildly. The Crystarium is one among many who resist their heavy-handed authority, and while we are not at war, our relationship with Yulmore is strained at best. It may be wise to conceal your ties with the Exarch during your stay here, especially in the vicinity of the city. Warrior of Light pretends to understand. I'm glad we understand each other. Now, the Exarch has instructed me to divulge a secret that should make finding your friend a good deal easier. Listen closely. Just say the word aplomb and he'll show up. He's like, I love that word. If you head south along the coast, you'll eventually come to a fisherman's shack. A friend of Crystarium lives there, a man who goes by the name of Ardbert. Ardbert keeps an eye on everything that happens in Kholusia and will be able to point you in the right direction. Just hand him a spring of time. That'll let him know you can be trusted. Here, this should be enough. Find your friend. I'll stay here at the Amara until you're ready to return. Come out again. Come, my company-issued chocobo. So, this may be the expansion that I start calling you by your proper name, Shadowkeeper. Nah, company-issued chocobo is still funny. I love the battle music in this because, like, particularly here, you're walking around and it's very here I'll demonstrate. So here we are again, the solemn, somber music, ambient. You're peering upon the vestiges of a dying world, and then you piss something off and Soken comes out of the bushes with a goddamn guitar. What's going on here? It gets me every time.
Nothing like a good soaking jump scare.
It's the soaking jump scare. It's much more muted in Endwalker, and the battle music in Dawn Trail is actually really catchy, so you don't mind being in combat at all. The battle music here it's banger. It's a proper rock song. It's just so tone shift jarring that I just every time I hear it, I remember the first time I got caught out by it, and it's just as funny. Isn't that right, Moltesh? He agrees with me. Northwest. Oh, if that's the one I think it is, I won't be able to get it for a while. Man, hang on a minute, I gotta tune. I have to do this properly. Musical minds. I discovered a new location! Hand spell sword. God, oh, what's wrong with these people? Oh wait, no, I think it's somebody else. It's the second person I'm disappointed in today. All right, let's go.
I'm the first if you guys are curious.
You're in Shadowbringers, guys. Come on. You could half-ass an adventurer play by now. Like I will. We knew already. 7. Like you'll have, like I'll see somebody sometimes like it is default picture, default plate, nothing added, just here. I'm like perfect, fine, thank you, I love you. If you don't even do that, privacy restrictions also gives me the upsetty. I understand why. For like there's several reasons that you'd want the privacy setting. It's a valid setting. It just makes me sad because I want to look at somebody. Anyway, Eivor. You have your fish crab. I think I had an eel in a barrel somewhere if you taste for them. Fragrant herb commonly found growing along the floodplains of the source. Flood time. Stalking through the jungle and you hear, oh yeah. Metal Gear Solid's also pretty funny about that. Yeah, you go for a simple ladder climb and you just hit with something. Snake it up. Ugh. Good music. Video game music, guys. I can't speak more highly of it than I already do. Bit of a biased person on that one, but well. Oh, bigger server's on the shoulder. Okay, let's go back to the story. He's ready. Ooh, I do love a bit of time. Chuck some in the pan. It's like a bloody festival of flavor. Now, what is it I could do for you? Can't say there's been any major upsets to report these past few weeks. Have you seen a tiny idiot child? Alphinaud, eh? Ah, I know the one. Our young champion of the downtrodden. Humor is richer than all of Norvramp put together, but it's a different story for them as live outside the city. Most spend every waking moment just trying to stay alive, which makes your friend's dedication to helping others stand out all the more. I can hazard a guess as to where he is now. Get a message to him. But you'll need somewhere quiet to meet, away from prying eyes. Make for Stilltide. That's the fishing village just up the path here. You're looking for a rundown excuse for a tavern the locals call the Leaky Keel. Wait there and I'll see that Alphinaud joins you. I have a feeling that his similarities to Kimari are not an accident. Okay, I think that's his name, right? Guys, I never played 10. I don't know.
The guy from 10?
Yeah.
Kitty Boo Boo?
I'm a fake fan. I don't know.
I think it is Kamari.
Okay.
Pretty sure it's Kamari.
I knew it all along. What are you talking about? I know all those spoilers. Whatever. Anyway.
Flame Dragon.
Yes.
I know you've not really played 10, but how do you pronounce the main character's name?
Oh God, damn it! I've stepped in it now. I don't know which one's the me. Is Titus or Titus the right one?
So here's the thing. I believe the correct answer is Titus.
I would have said Titus if I didn't know it was a meme.
I think a lot of people still to this day say Titus, and I don't blame them. I feel like there's two overarching reasons as to why people pronounce it Titus.
Nobody knows.
one is just looking at it right away, and the other one is he's got a lot to do with water, and like the word tide comes to mind. At least that's my excuse for it.
All Final Fantasy main men are named after seaweather, cloud, squall, tide. Oh, men is specifically important. Main character in 9 is Z something?
Is Zidane?
Zidane.
Depends how you want to pronounce it. It depends how you want to pronounce it, because people say Zidane, but there is a footballer called Zidane that's spelled the exact same way. I think it's Zidane. I think it's supposed to be Zidane specifically for 9, but I actually now I'm maybe mixing them up in my head now.
Of course, butts or Barts.
My favorite sea whale are butts.
There it is.
I mean, my butts is a storm after a Taco Bell. I'll tell you that much.
Hey, it works. It works. How's the weather out there? It's butts. That's how fish. I am endorsing this. I am endorsing Pinchy's Grease idea. 100%.
What does Ferion mean?
Ferion?
Yeah, Ferion. It's the main character from 2.
Oh, that prick. Actually, I don't know him.
That prick? Wow.
No, that's how you get to the island when you're fishing. You got to get a ferry on.
You know what? You stretched so far behind the bed to get that one. I'm just gonna let you have it.
And with that, we're going back to the story, the hard cut. It's your first time in a tavern. It's customary to buy a drink if you mean to loiter. What will you be having? Mead. Fine choice. And what will you be paying with? Gil. Hell no, these are exotic. Where did you come by coins like that? I'm sorry, dear. I don't doubt they have value, but I don't have a touchstone to test your purity. I'm not about to go begging for one from the neighbors, so we'll just have to come to some other arrangement. Here's an idea. There's a common to the north where we grow our vegetables. Lately, the pests have been eating more than we have. What do you say to a bit of extermination work? First time we're pulling your sword out. I want you to squash any vermin you find, then visit the caretaker and give him an earful from you for sleeping on the job. He'll be in the old silo next to the fence, snoring like as not. Do that for me, and you can laze about here as long as you like. We Garstormer come, there's violence. Actually, it reminds me of something. Hang on a minute. Got to do this before. Set the hotbar. That. No longer in Stormblood. We have a proper Hisatsu Gyoten now. Oh yeah, that's up. That's on the upside. We ain't getting that one. Oh no, it's a blighted crop. Itching. I'm itching.
Are you itching or are you scratching?
And both. Did we get this out of him? Okay, good. We're good now.
It's one of my pet peeves, the internet, that drives me actually insane. Whenever somebody's like feeling itchy, they always respond with, "Oh, I'm itching." No, you're not itching. You'd be making it worse if you were itching.
I think they yearn to scratch.
It's on par with I could care less.
Oh, I love that one. I could care less. It's like, well, why aren't you? Donnie means growth, which is ironic for the shortest main character. Also, good night, knifing. No response. Maybe you need to knock louder. Full ass knuckle. No response. Perhaps the occupant is hard of hearing. Once more with feeling. You're a faint squeaking from the room beyond. Time to bust in and save the day, brave adventurer. Trespassing! No one is home, and judging by the lack of furniture, they haven't been for some time. The gnawed scraps of vegetables on the floor suggest rats have taken up residence in their absence. Oh, walk past it. Come back, dear. What did that good-for-nothing caretaker have to say for himself? No one was in there. Go on, huh? Must have left to join the rest of the hopefuls. In Gate Town, outside Yulmore? You don't have a clue what I'm talking about, do you? And here I was thinking you were another dreamer. Well, never mind all that. Take a seat wherever you like, dear. You've more than earned it. I'll even throw in another drink on the house. And now we wait. Low-res labels.
And how is business today, Mistress Theva?
Still has his book.
Oh, frenetic. Look, I have a new customer.
Tis good to see you, my friend.
The barley seeds you wanted. They should produce a better harvest than the last.
What, just like that? Oh, Alphinaud, you really are a dear. Well, I'd best be tidying up some of those empty shacks before the pests move in. Keep an eye on the place while I'm out, eh?
It seems an age since last we spoke.
Not since the prisoner exchange in Doma. And Yotsu. It has been even longer for me, of course, if you count the days I've spent here. The time has only added to the relief I feel seeing you safe and well.
We thought we'd lost you. Warrior of Light's emotional.
The same thing. I don't think I've ever had such a scolding. But I believe an exchange of news is in order. Come, tell me of your arrival and all that came before.
And now we chat with dramatic camera angles through the roof and the rafters.
I see. Both the Exarch and Dalize told me what they knew of events, but I had stubbornly clung on to the hope that all-out war might yet be avoidable. And poor Tataru. She must be sick with worry. we must endeavor to return as soon as we may. It would be nice to bring her good tidings for a change. But before we bid this world farewell, we must first ensure that it is not rejoined to the source. We must prevent the 8th Umbral calamity. Urianger's vision of the future has, I fear, every chance of coming true. By his description, the catalyst for the calamity was a formless and deadly weapon employed by the Garlean Empire. Which can only mean one thing. Black Rose. Gaius was telling you the truth. When we were on the trail of the Ascians, we saw evidence that the gas was being manufactured once more. Gaius was adamant that the project had been scrapped, but so long as there are wars to be waged, there will always be those determined to win by any means. And thus simply destroying the existing stores of Black Rose would do little to alter fate's course. In that sense, our involuntary journey here to the First was something of a boon. Together with the Exarch, we've developed a theory as to how we believe the rejoining will be set in motion. I'm sure Urianger himself will cover the subject in more detail. But I can tell you the process requires that both worlds, the Source and the First, be facing an existential threat. One being Sin Eaters, of course. They are a menace that I would dearly love to remove, and not just to avert a calamity. I may be a stranger to this world, but I will not stand idly by and let innocent people be slaughtered. That is what brought me to the gates of Yulmore. Ignoring its pretensions as a kind of capital city to what remains of the world, it is nonetheless a center of power and authority. If any solutions are to be found, I believe our search should begin there. What say you, old friend? Hungry for another adventure?
We're old friends now. Also, you said the A word. Adventure!
And so we take to the road once more.
Almost dancing right on top of Alphinaud. Alright. Take to the road once more. Assuming you have no objections, let's make our way directly to the city outskirts. For time of arrival just right, you may be lucky enough to see why I have yet to set foot in Yulmore, despite my best efforts to do so. Come, from here we must head west and then cross a small bridge. Which is what you'll do. I am going to go get the other aetheryte. And that'll probably be my day. There might be 716 directly to the west. So when I was over here, it was tripping up over something that was like here-ish. We're just gonna leave Alphinaud there for now. Northwest now. Where do we think it might be? Let's just go in this direction, see if we can find it. This will be me wrapping the stream up, basically. Soft wrap up. Oh, yeah, if it's over there, I'm not going to have any. Northwest. Yeah, it's up there. Get him, Paladin. Scathing gear. That's the appropriate leveling gear, I guess. Oh, man. The light-flooded Kholusia theme. B37 to the north. Yeah, it's definitely latching onto that one up there. I'm gonna loop around, see if I can get one on the south. Alright, and right, we're not gonna get the Tamra for a little while. We can get one more current, and then we'll pack it in. 96 to the west. Ah, by the windmills. Yes, I kept that one. Used to be one on the fishing dock, but that might have been one of the ones that they'd kicked away. How many do we get here? 4 currents, really? I guess that'd be too low and too high. Oh, they probably got rid of the super tough one over here. I'll be complaining about this forever, I guess. Still get all of them in Dawn Trail, but I guess from a quality of life thing, it's fine. Ugh, can't argue with this. I've got no argument for it. Outside of it, that's the content I like. Hello, mystery door. What mysteries do you have for me, mystery door? Tell me your secrets. Okay, fine. Anyway. Next one's gonna be over 1,000, 940. Yeah, it'll be back up there. Alrighty, so. We're done it. We've made it to Shadowbringers. And then we're going to hang out. We're going to learn about Kholusia and Yulmore and all the nonsense going on in here. And the more nonsense that will be going on in Ring. Lots to look forward to, actually. Thank you, everybody, for coming to hang out. Be back Saturday. Rotel, I didn't finish Serious Sam, but I don't think it's going to take me all of Saturday to beat it.
Oh.
I also don't know how close I actually am. Like, I could just be like on like one of the last levels and then like an hour and a half in, I'm done. We'll find out. But just fair warning to you that I will be Siberian mayheming.
Well, if you're done, you can just be like, hey, Vortel, I'm done. I'm playing a different game now.
That's literally what my plan is. I was gonna go back to job roles and farming for cards.
Oh boy.
Been a while. Enough for me to gather rust on a few characters, probably. We'll see. Anyway. Thanks again, everybody. I will catch you later.